Heyo, it's Mayo. Today's video is on things I have learned from being sick for 5 years, things I want other people to learn or know, and things I want other sick people to know. So, number 1, things I have learned. You don't know what you have until it's gone. That's something I have said since I was 14 and got sick. You don't know all the things you have until it's taken away from you and you have some perspective in your life. And then you're like, hey, my life was actually pretty awesome. Change isn't the worst thing. Change is actually a good thing. You can grow. Enjoy it. Laughter is the best medicine. Laughter and humor are extremely underrated, in my opinion. They're very important. Appreciate the little things. The little things we think are so small. We call them the little things, but really the little things make up most of the journey, and it's up to you to really love and appreciate the littlest things in life. Life's what you make it. So let's make it rock. Let's make it rock. Life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. Life is whatever you make of it. It's your perspective, it's how you look at it, and if you want to take your life and be optimistic and make the best of it, then that's on you. And if you want to take your life and be pessimistic and take all the negatives, then that's also on you. Life is whatever you make of it, and it's your personal choice on what you want to make of your life. Let's make it rock. Life is too short to be anything but yourself. Regardless of whatever is going on in your life and your situation, you gotta be true to who you are. You gotta tell your story. You gotta live your life. You gotta do you, girl. You do you, girl. You do you. One of the biggest things I learned is that I choose how I define myself. And everybody in the world gets to make that own decision for themselves. People can say whatever they want, but it's how you choose to define yourself that matters the most. A really big thing I learned in the last 5 years, I learned it actually very off the bat. There are a lot of things in life that we think make us who we are. There's a lot of things we think define us. And in reality, there's no real thing or place or person that makes you who you are. You make you who you are. Who you are is who you are. And nothing and no one and no place will change or can change that. This isn't necessarily something I learned, but it's just a belief system that I've always lived by, and that is that everything happens for a reason. Call it faith, call it whatever you want to call it, but I believe that everything happens for a reason, and it's something that's always given me peace and hope that someday all of this will make sense, and I will grow from it, and I will be happy. Next is a very important one. It can happen to you. I think a lot of people think about illnesses or terrible things in life and they're like, oh my God, that's terrible. It'll never happen to me. No one plans for these big, bad things to happen in their life, but it can happen to you. So educate yourself, prepare yourself, and be very grateful for your life and all the things that you have and your health. It can happen to you. It can. In terms of Lyme disease, if you want to know more information about Lyme disease and prevention, about not wanting to get Lyme disease, not wanting it to happen to you, you can head to my video I did in May, Lyme Disease Awareness Month, on Lyme disease and things you should know about it. It's about a 10-minute video and it could save or change your life. So I'll link that below. And that's a quick wrap-up of things I've learned. Next, number 2 of this video is what I want you to learn. What I would love everyone else to learn from me being sick for 5 years. These are things I've thought about for 5 years and I wished I could tell people, and now I'm finally putting it into a format to tell everyone. This is something that drives me absolutely crazy. Stop treating people that are sick like they aren't people. I've noticed the pattern of sick people get treated like a file of paperwork. They get treated like the stack of blood work they've done, the tests that they've done, the x-rays, the MRIs, the pictures. and not like a person with feelings and emotions. Doctors do this, people do this. You get treated like the diagnosis that you have or don't have. You get treated like a case and not a person, which I hate. Our lives revolve around our illnesses 24/7, and the last thing we need is people in our life, friends and family, treating us like we're sick. That's the last thing you need at the end of your day. My advice for you is be there for them. If you know someone who's sick, be there for them. Be their friend, be kind to them, treat them like you normally would, with some exceptions, because you can't just be like, hey Jennifer, let's go clubbing. She's like, I can't. But on an emotional level, for sure, and on a personality level, treat them like normal. Laugh with them, talk to them, support them, make jokes. There's not a lot you can do for someone who's sick. One thing you can do is be a friend. You can be a support system for them. You can be a safe haven. You can be that person that makes them forget about being sick and all of their troubles. It's just as important to make someone laugh as it is to be their shoulder to cry on. You need to find a balance between saying, hey, you can open up to me and you can cry on my shoulder, or hey, let's have some fun and laugh and forget about everything. There's a balance, and it's really not that hard to find. Go see them. Don't take someone who is sick not talking to you as they don't want you around. We're so tired and bogged down by so many things, and we're so isolated that we don't really know how to talk to people and be around people. But there's so few people that actually put in the effort to reach out first. So be that person. Come over to their house, come see them, come watch a movie with them. Be that person who goes above and beyond what is needed or asked for. Be there for them. It's so simple. Just be there for them. In the theme of being there for them, ask them about their illness. Ask them about their life. Ask them about their emotions. Ask them about whatever you want to know about. Ask them. Don't sit there wondering, I wonder what I can do. Ask them what you can do. It's not that complicated of a gesture. And to go above and beyond that is, if they don't want to talk about it, which, and a lot of times I don't want to talk about what I'm going through, but if they don't want to talk about it, educate yourself. We live in a day and age where you can Google anything in the entire world and find out everything about it in seconds. Google it, research. But the fine line with that is, if you do your own research and you know a lot about their illness, it's not your job to be their doctor. So if you do find out a lot of research about their illness, just make sure with them that if they want your input on it, find out beforehand. Don't just give your advice if they don't want it, because that gets super old. Last but not least, if you are someone who is sick and you're struggling, I want you to know that you are not alone. You're not alone, you're not alone, you're not alone. Can't say that enough. I have been where you've been. I have felt the things you've felt. I have been misunderstood just as much as you. I've been in the same place, and know that you're not alone. There's tons of people going through what we're going through, and I'm just a rare person who's deciding to talk about it. Which leads me straight to exactly why I'm doing this, and I want to talk about it. When I was 14 and I got sick, I desperately searched the entire internet to try and find someone like me who was sick and struggling and going through the things I was going through. I was trying to find someone that I could relate to, that was talking about the things that I didn't know how to talk about. And I didn't find anyone. I never found that person, and I decided I can be that person, so I'm gonna be that person whenever I'm healthy enough and whenever I can. There's things that need to be said, there's things that need to be talked about, and I don't have a problem being the poster child for an illness. So here I am. Not only are there things that I personally want talked about and vocalized, but there are so many other people going through similar things as me who have a voice that need to be heard. And I want to create a platform for other sick people to be able to contact me and contact each other and feel like, wow, I'm really not alone in this. I want people to comment and say, wow, I get that. I've been there. I am there. This is awesome. Thank you for sharing. This is something else I would love to say. If you're sick and you have input and there are other things that you want to share, things that you would love other people to know, comment below. If there's things that you have learned along your journey that you'd love to share, comment below. Let's share these things. Let's talk about these things that are taboo and misunderstood. The only reason these things are misunderstood is because no one's willing to talk about it. So let's talk about it. That's pretty much today's video. That's the second part to the last video I made. Comment if you have anything to say, if you learned anything, if you want to share something of your own. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, there's a button somewhere for that. Share, comment. Let's talk about these things. And I'd love to hear back from people, so please, for sure, comment. I would love to see some comments. Thanks, friends. Thanks, friends. Classic Mayo.